Fan is making all sorts of noise. Hello, I had to turn the fan off because all of a sudden it's making all sorts of noise. Hi. It said I got 4 people in here. Hello, you can speak. Show. Hello. Comments. Let's get over there. Whew, we're going to make this quick because I'm about to smother. Y'all know I ain't got no AC. I don't know what that little thing is across my forehead. I looked on mine and I can see it, and I don't know what it is. I've been having can y'all hear me first of all? Hey, Golden. Yeah, it's been kind of rough here past 2 days. Everything that is electronic is breaking and I don't know where to go. So I've got my microphone halfway stuck in the jack. Keep your fingers crossed. Hey, Rhonda, that it works. I am so sorry. I apologize in advance. And honestly, like I see, it's like somebody's house or living room or something across my forehead. I don't know what that is. It's like an opposite background. Okay, so let me see something. Banners, brand setting. I don't know. Logo overlay. Background. My background is supposed to be black. I don't know. Work with me here because I just don't have a clue as to what it could be. It's the only thing that is working. I don't know. I just don't know. I've been having a hard time. I'm not going to be frustrated. When great things are about to happen, like them arrows just start coming at you. I don't know if I'm the only one that goes through that, but something great is about to happen. So everything is breaking. It's just amazing. Anyway, welcome, Karibu Sana. And today's live is about DNA testing. So I'm going to give just a quick little spiel. And then if you all have any questions that you want to ask me today is the time to ask. You get the answer straight from me. So anybody else coming here? Thomas, Golden, Deetra. All right, so real quick here before I'm starting to glisten. Woo, the fan, y'all, the fan. Okay. DNA testing. If you were at my last live, or if you saw my video on DNA, my DNA results, you'll know that I used Ancestry.com and To me, for me, because I've gone through a couple of sites, Ancestry worked best for me because I was really working my family tree. Anybody was in here 2 weeks ago? Yes, yes, Dee Dee. I'm still the same. I'm just old and foolish. I done got more foolish in my old age. But was anybody in here 2 weeks ago? Anybody family tree? I'll wait. Let me know if you started your family tree. Like I said, if you freshly sign up for Ancestry, they usually will give you like 2 weeks free. Oh, shame, 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 shame. I got one no. I still provide my service for them family trees. I'll do your family tree for you. But we talking about DNA this week. So DNA testing. So a lot of times, we get that family history that we are. Didi, I'm just gonna ignore you. Mm. Okay, you use African Ancestry and 23andMe. 23andMe is another good one. Either any of them that you use, Ancestry.com, 23andMe, My DNA Heritage, My DNA Tree, except all of them except for African Ancestry, and I'll talk about them in just a moment. That is a Black-owned company, and they boast that they've tested over 5 million people. Last time I checked, like 5 million people in Africa, but we on these ones that do a different kind of testing, they say, because African Ancestry is the only one that you cannot load up to GEDmatch. And what GEDmatch does is when you get your results from like Ancestry and 23andMe, they'll give you a file that's your raw DNA results. This is so annoying. And I got somebody's living room in my forehead. I'm so, ugh. And well, outside of the price, Golden, I don't really, I don't see the need. Everybody else's price has dropped but theirs. But when you get your raw DNA file, you can upload to GEDmatch. And so all these DNA sites, 23andMe, My DNA Heritage, Family DNA Tree, all these little companies that do DNA testing, you can upload to GEDmatch. And so therefore, that means you don't have to take an Ancestry and 23andMe and all these other places. You upload your raw DNA to GEDmatch, and it puts it in a big old database. So all these different companies, you can see if you got some matches over there, over here, over here, everywhere except for African Ancestry. Okay, and remind me to just talk about them later. I love my people. I'm a sometimes. Anyway, back to where I did my DNA testing. When I did it, it took like 2 weeks to get the results back, but they run a lot of sales, so it may take a little bit longer to get your results back. A lot of people say, "Oh, you paying the white people to tell you where they stole you from." I didn't look at it that way. I did really want to know what my family's genetic makeup was, because we all have that story of, I got Indian in my family. The lies you tell. Okay, I'm sorry. Like, okay, I did my mom, and I did brother number 2, and my mom did have like 4% native. And so we're still trying, and a lot of her matches they live in Oklahoma, and some of them are European, and some of them are mulatto, and some are native. So, just ain't figured that part out yet, but I was working on it. That's where those DNA testing, the family trees come in real handy when you have to do what we call a ghost tree and try to find where the path, leads you to. So anyway, let me state, it's better. Okay. A disclaimer. Let me state a disclaimer. And when you do these DNA tests, Make sure you got your big girl, big boy panties on, your big boy drawers, because you never know what kind of freaking results you're going to get back. Now, at the time that I did my DNA testing, I was in the midst of my fight the power conscious movement, Pan Africanist, red, black, and green. And, those of you that are in here from my hometown, y'all know what my daddy looked like, and you know what mama looked like. And so I just really didn't sweat that. But when I got them results back and they told me I had all that European blood running through my system, I was like, what? Exactly. I was livid. I really was, because I was the person that was disgusted. I moved from Michigan to Texas via a whole bunch of other states. But when I got to Louisiana and Texas, these people running around here talking about, I can't hate white people because my great granddaddy was white. And I'm like, the hell, your great granddaddy was a rapist. What? I have no filter. So if you're sensitive, you might as well leave now, because I'm going to say what I say when I say it, how I say it, straight no chaser. So, Dee, I think your people from over there in them, one of them parishes, some of my mom's people from Southern Louisiana, and my biological people from Northern Louisiana, so I was like, what? So I had to kind of adjust. And I'm going to still say this. I still don't tolerate white people. It is what it is. And that's because I was raised in the house with Nathaniel Peterson, and he felt senior, and he felt some kind of way. And so because I'm daddy's girl, I feel some kind of way too. So have tough skin if you do this testing. Now, they are fun. They are really, really fun, because you find, not only do you get your makeup of where you're from here, you're from there, you're 20% this, 30% that, all that cute stuff. They do DNA connections, if you want to call it. So they call them your DNA matches. So when I first got my results back, I had 500 DNA matches. And that was almost 4 years ago. I was 49. And I was like, wow, look at all these white folks, like they must have mixed my test up with somebody else. And I didn't understand, like I said in my other video, I had to call sister and be like, the first thing I said was like, are you sure they brought the right baby home? Because according to this, and according to all these matches, I got all these white people. Who in the hell are these white people? That's all I want to know. And she was like, oh no, I was, because my sister's about 8 years older than me. And she was like, I remember, and blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying it could have been a mix up. So I'm gonna have to contact Ancestry and see just what the hell is going on. So, like I said before, Henry Louis Gates said the average African American has 19% European, and that's all because of slavery and all of that stuff. Well, I had 31%. And I just couldn't understand. All of a sudden, I couldn't add, subtract, multiply, divide. And I'm like, why? Why is my European number so freaking high? And I'm looking at, why? I don't understand. So with all Spanish last names. Now, the fun part about it, let's get back to it being really fun. I found cousins in Haiti. I found cousins in Barbados and Jamaica, because we all know, whether you believe it or not, when the transatlantic slave trade happened, it kind of made a little path. It went to South America, to Brazil. Brazil has more African descendants than the United States. Brazil has a lot. And then you had all the little Caribbean countries. I found a cousin in Nigeria from the Ijal tribe. And so this is what I was basing my stuff up, because you get, science doesn't lie. So when they tell you that these people match you, they match you. And guess who's salty? White people. Some of them might help you or try to help you figure out what's what, but for the most part, they'll ignore you because they don't want nobody to know that they got that African blood running through them veins. I had one cousin, bless her heart, she come in and she was like, "Hey, cuz," and I was like, "Girl, don't call me that." But she's a sweetheart from Oklahoma, and she is registered at one of the reservations, because that's another thing. Like, you can't, unless you're registered native with some kind of Indian reservation, you cannot have access to those records, and they don't even play around with it. So many people talking about their native blood and all this stuff. Natives didn't like us like that, but it's a whole nother story. We ain't finna give y'all no history lessons right now. But most of my mother's matches are from Oklahoma. They're from a certain, the Hodges or whoever they are. Actually, when you go way back, William Harrison Hodges married Maria Cummings, and Maria Cummings, he was white and she was native. And so that's where the native blood is coming from. In some kind of way in there, somebody crossed some lines, and I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it, because it turns you into what they call a DNA detective. And so you want answers. That's why, Dee, get busy. If you're still in here, get busy on that tree. You find out so much stuff, like ancestors and all this stuff. So it's like, I take it as fun. People take stuff too serious, like, oh, it's not real. It's real. It's really real. And like I said, you got to have tough skin, because you may get in, like, probably my results were not the norm. I don't know, because that generation, they was doing some old shady stuff. They were just about shady shit. But you get these results back, and then you go through. I have met so many new cousins, and it's fun, because a lot of y'all may come from big families. I did not. So that was what was missing. Like, I know y'all remember Sherelle, and I used to go with Sherelle to her, because we grew up together from birth. And so they would have these big family picnics up in New Haven or at Metro Beach. And I would be like low key hating, because I was like, dang, look at all these cousins. But that's what happens when your grandparents and your great grandparents had like 10, 20 churn. Your family is humongous. Okay, Erica's gonna do it. That's good. I like Ancestry. And the reason you can catch them sales, you can get down to like $49 for Ancestry. All it takes is, and they popping up messages on my screen. Yes, I'm talking about y'all. And I'm not sponsored by Ancestry or anything. It's just where I did my testing. Okay, so let me just state that for a fact. I am not sponsored by anybody. So they measure you in something called centromorgans. And if you see Golden, she's, I thought she wrote, so no, she's doing she did 44% European. Wow. They measure in something called centromorgans. The higher the centromorgan, the closer you are to that match. So anything for ancestry.com, anything under 7 just means that your genetics came from the same location. So Ancestry really doesn't even deal with anything under 7. Over 7 means you are distant related to somebody. It gets lost in the translation. Hey, chumps, you're gonna do African Ancestry. they're supposed to, and okay, so let me just real quickly talk about African ancestry, then I'm not going to talk about them no more. African ancestry, because they have tested so many people in Africa, they say they can tell you down to the tribe that you came from, that your people was stolen from. And so that is a good thing, I guess. The price is what bothers me. Their price is still like $300. I can't. Then when I was, doing real good, and I can't now because I'm kind of, I like what I like. And so saving money is like always good. That's why I have such issues. Like if it's a sale, I'm there. So if you never go down on the price, and I talked to one of the co-founders or whatever, and she explained to me it's because they do their testing differently. It's some kind of scientific name, and I was just like, okay, bye, ciao. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. So do your thing. So with that, like I said, I was able to find my Ijaw tribe out of Nigeria because I found a cousin on Ancestry. And I think when I did my Ancestry test, I caught it on sale for like $69 or something like that. Might have been $59. I'm not even sure. Whatever it was, I was doling them out. I like 3 of them. Like, who want to take a test? But after I got my results back, my family was like, not me. They were like, we don't want to know. We don't want to know. So I did, like I said, my mom and my brother. And then I had a couple of cousins, which is a good thing because my mom's first cousin tested and the grandchild of her first cousin tested. So when you have known stuff like that, then you can kind of compare centromorgans and say, hey, okay, this person, because they give you this vague thing, like say, for instance, I have a half brother out in Washington State. His centromorgans are actually higher than my brother that I know and I grew up with. So he kept saying, because it says first, a close match or first cousins or something like that, he kept saying, well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. And I was like, dude, and he was older. So sometimes the older you are, the harder it is to let go of stuff and accept things for what they actually are. And so I just got tired of trying with him because I was like, dude, you're my brother. You're not old enough to be my grandfather. You're not, in order for you to be my uncle, you would have to have the same parents, both mother and father, as one of my parents. That ain't it either. So let's face the facts. You're my half brother. And this person over here is our pappy. I don't care how you want to cut the cake. That is it. So he kept saying, no, it's got to be a explanation and we'll get to the bottom of it. So I just said, F it. I ain't got time for you. I did not have time for this foolishness, this back and forth. So I didn't know you before I knew you. So boom, moving right along. So you get these results and it's from the highest, the closest match to the lowest match. And so some people, I guess they get frustrated or they don't want to pay Ancestry no more. So they don't log in and God forbid they're deceased. You never know. You don't know. You just don't know. You can send them messages and try to, hey, double R, try to get explanations from them, but to see how you're connected or whatever. And they just never respond. So, you have to kind of, if you pay for the membership, you can see their trees. This is something that Ancestry has pulled the okie doke with. So if you don't pay your membership, and I paid for my membership for maybe like 3 years. Hey, Simone. Yeah, I be drifting. Y'all know I ain't, my brain ain't wrapped too tight, but when I see you, I speak. But if you don't pay the monthly fee or pay for 6 months at a WAP, you can't see nothing. You can see your matches, but you can't see their trees. You can't see any of that stuff. So, in comes me. I got paid membership. So if you want me to hook that tree up, hit your girl up. in the email. I'm like, a shameless plug, I will work on it for you at cost. So at way cheaper, because let me tell you, when you hit that little icon on Ancestry to say get a genealogist help or get whatever, they want like $1,500 to $2,500, and I'm pennies on the dollar. I'm a fraction of that. So anyway, that was my shameless plug for the moment. Yeah, so finish matches, talking about your matches and the central organs, and then feel free to ask me any questions, and I will try to go down this screen. I'll put it up and post it and answer it to the best of my ability. 100% transparent, true blue, straight no chaser. Okay, so your matches are based on your central organs. The higher the central organ, the closer the match. So, like I said, stranger wise, the highest one that I had was the half brother out in Washington State, which was, a surprise to me. And of course, with known and unknown, my mother is, of course, my top match. And it tells you right off the bat, parent-child relationship. And our central organ's like 3,000 and something. My brother Nat, the musician, his was actually lower than the guy out in Washington State, but that's up in like the 1500s or something like that. This is, how these are your siblings and not just cousins or whatever. And so it drops according to tier. They've got all sorts of little charts to tell you, which was kind of overwhelming. Like, we say, oh, this is my first cousin, my second cousin, my third cousin, but actually anything off of your mother's siblings is your first cousin, off your grandparents' siblings is your first cousin once removed. And so I had to get used to these little acronyms and all that stuff. Chumps, which one did your brother use for ancestry testing? Okay, so anyway, if you want to have some fun and just know what your genetic makeup is, and if you think you can top my results, then, by all means, on Facebook, there's a group called DNA Detectives, and the lady that runs that group, she is the assistant of Henry Louis Gates on his PBS show, Looking for My Roots or something like that. I don't know. I can't think of the name, but I usually like watching those shows because they be trying to act so surprised, like, oh, whatever. Fake. that was my reaction. I was like, what do you mean? So they've got all these records, all these things. And like I said, if you just want to do a tree, what is it? FamilySearch.net is free, but it is really difficult. I said that in the last live. For as far as paid testing, you've got MyHeritage DNA, My Family Tree DNA, 23andMe, and Ancestry. And I think, quite honestly, just looking at like some of the data off of, if you put it in Google search, Ancestry and 23andMe, I think is leaving everybody else in the dust. So those are like probably the best two sites to do your DNA testing from. And yeah, so did I have anything else on that? One last thing, and then I'll open the floor to any questions you may have. When you do your DNA testing and you're working on your family tree, if you hit a snag, those matches, those DNA matches and stuff, like some of them may have the answers to your questions, or it may be on their tree or whatever, but it comes in handy because, say for instance, you got something on that tree that you hit in a snag with and you don't really know why. You can do a ghost tree on a person and work that tree backwards to see how y'all connect. It's like, and you can make it private so nobody else can see it. And that's the next thing. Like when you do those trees, if the person is alive, you can't see the results. So 9 times out of 10, you have to end up reaching out to the persons that made that tree and ask them some questions and hope they respond. So that's where the DNA testing, comes in as like a backup plan or whatever. So you'll know for sure when you see like these weird, like, okay, which way do I go from there? So yeah, I think that's all I got to say about DNA testing. I think that it would be fun. You make it entertaining. Don't take it too seriously. I mean, it is science and it is true to, you know, to whatever. Like I said, my results, I would say it's not the norm, but I've seen, because I was in the DNA detective groups, it's a lot of people that found out they were adopted. A lot of people found out, oh, hey, this person is not my parent. I was one of those people like, Paul ain't my Paul, but Paul live around the corner. So, it is what it is. Like, I gained a little brother out of it. So I'm like, okay, it's all good. And I just kept working. Well, the first tree, I put that to the side, and then I just started working the next tree that was actually legitimate, so to speak. And then I merged it all together. So like I got like about 3,000 people on my tree, and I'm still working because, like I said, I didn't even put like spouses and like of cousins, great uncles and stuff like that. I may have put their spouse, so I ain't even got to their kids and stuff yet because I'm just like, oh, I'm overwhelmed. I can barely keep up with the tree that I have. And then these lines keep growing, and they keep bringing in more and more information on a regular basis and upgrading and testing more people. So your results, your DNA results, oh yeah, they want to say that. Your DNA results can change. So when I first started, I was predominantly Ghanaian. And then they said, oh, we've got like 16,000 brand new markers for the genetic testing. So then I switched to predominantly being Cameroon, Congo. And then they got some more markers in. And so now I'm 31% Nigerian or something like that. 30% Nigerian, 31% Nigerian. I don't know, but it's that thorn in the side, 31% European from I don't care where it's from. Anyway. All right. So with that, does anybody have any questions regarding DNA testing? Any questions you want to ask me? And yeah, because as you can see, it's getting a little warm in here. So, all right. Thanks, Golden. I just had a maid. Thank you. Anybody? I know it takes a couple of seconds for them questions to pop up. So now is your time to shine and ask away. Any questions? What is this thing? Okay. Over here, and I'm glad my microphone is working. Let's see, while you all are thinking of questions to ask, make sure you start those family trees. The next live, I think in 2 weeks, we'll go over some troubleshooting. Golden has a question about Tanzania. Okay, go ahead. Basically, just ask whatever y'all want to ask. Basically, I wish it was DNA questions, but okay, Golden, go ahead. Since you don't even want to ask a question, in 2 weeks, while I'm waiting for her question to pop up, we'll be doing troubleshooting. So if you haven't started that family tree, get busy. I know most of y'all working from home, or what do they call it? What y'all you're sequestered to your homes. What did they call it? Y'all on lockdown. Yeah, whatever. Work on them trees. You won't be disappointed. You won't regret it. Are you good there? Feeling safe? I'm absolutely safe. I just walked to the store in the pitch black because I'm dumb, and I just thought, I'll leave my phone and let it charge. I had to turn around and come get a light. Girl, I mean, you can't see your hand in front of your face. It's really dark. But there's so many people out walking around in my neighborhood. It's kids. I think because it's so hot here that most of the people don't come out until like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And then it's just like, you probably can't hear. I got the curtain closed, but I do have the windows open. It's going to be lively out there till about midnight, which is almost midnight, but they're still going strong. They get up and the sun come up and I mean, it's just nonstop. How far did you go back in your family tree? Very good question. Show. Okay. So on my family tree, on my let's say my mother's maternal line, I was only able to go back to my second great grandmother because what happens is, folklore for her was that she was stolen, her and her brother, which is one of the reasons why I did DNA testing. I had several reasons to do DNA testing, but one was because my second great grandmother on my mother's maternal side was supposedly stolen from Africa with her brother that was 2 years older than her. So she was supposed to be about 9 and he was supposed to be maybe 11. And so what happened is when they got to the United States and they were sold to somebody, the brother ran away immediately and she never heard from him again. So I was just wondering if there was some kind of way to find out if he survived, and if he did, were there any offsprings out there? So that was that one. I've also came to a snag with my mother's paternal line, and so I had to do like a couple of ghost trees, and I'm really close. I'm down to her father's first cousins to figure out just who he was. And so then we jump over to the biological father side, which it comes from not one, but 2 lines of mulattoes, which is where all this European blood comes from. So on his maternal bloodline, I initially, before I screwed up my tree, I went all the way back to the year like 700 on the European line. And then on the African side, I'm back only to like mostly with I'm a little bit older, so I don't know. Like my mom is still alive. She's 89. So if you can make it back to the 1700s on your true African line, like unless by some way your people were some of the people that were already here, or if you come from a foreign country or something, so you may be able to go back a little bit further. But for those of us whose forefathers and mothers were enslaved, you can basically go back to the 18 or 1700s. And that's about it, because they did not keep great records on us. They didn't use our names. And to get to that point, you would really have to search and know exactly where your people came from and which plantation they might have been on. And so my European lines, I can go back like into the earlys. Like I said, with that one line, I went back to like the late 700s. And then with the other one, I might have gone back to like the 13 or 1100s. I can't remember. And I just got finished farting with the tree, but that is one of the disappointing sides of the tree, is because sometimes we can't get past the slavery stuff. So yeah, like if you ever watch Henry Louis Gates shows, some of those people, like one time I was watching some random thing, some white girl, I think she was a musician or something, I don't know. But he was like, oh, your 14th great grandparent. I was like, 14th? At best, we could say, oh, my great great grandmother. And if you're lucky, you may, if you're younger, that could be your great 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 grandmother, however it goes. But I was like, a 14th great grandparent. Well, on that one line that I went back to, I think one of my things said it's like my 22nd great grandparent. I'm like, what? Is that even a thing? How do they even know, these people actually exist back that far? Like, were they, what do you call them, people, Trojans, or what is it? The people that wore the fur with the horns out the thing, the gladiator people or whatever. Will I be doing African ancestry? Probably not. And for one, the art and facts of Africa. Hello, welcome, Karibu Sana. I'm actually in Africa, so I don't care who I'm related to at this point. I live here, so I don't care what tribe I come from. I am here. Uh, but yeah, I think, of course, most of the people are from my ancestors from West Africa, but there was a huge slave trade over in East Africa, which is where I am. And some of the stuff is the little the original buildings and stuff. They've been deemed by UNESCO to be historical markers. So there was quite a what do you call it? A lucrative slave trade over here as well. So yeah. So yeah, but you know, if you want to buy me an African ancestry and mail it to mail it to East Africa, that'll cost you. When you get done paying for it, it'll be about $600. So no, I don't think that it's worth me to do that test at all. Matter of fact, when I was in the US, I didn't consider doing it because, like I said, that price was just a little too much for me. It's not that serious. I am what I am. And like I said, I am in Tanzania and I'm loving it. I'm sweating like a mule because I can't turn my ceiling fan on, but I am loving it. You noticed that? Have you met any African Americans living in Tanzania? No, I haven't. I don't know. I think it's me. I'm antisocial. Sometimes I don't even come out of the house unless I need to go. I live in such a great neighborhood. Let me just tell you, I live with the locals. And if I go out and walk maybe a block down the road. So Friday, I noticed Friday is market day. That's when the trucks come in with all the fresh fruits and vegetables. And so I don't even have to catch a boat or bajaji or anything. I can just walk up that hill and get everything I need. And I can walk the other way. There's butchers down that way. There's stores with all your cleaning supplies. This area is really, really busy that I'm in. And so I don't even know where, I have no idea. Mikochini, I have no idea. I have no idea. A lot of stuff I'm just 20 or 30 minutes away from. What I am close to, I'm in Kunduchi. So I'm close to Mbezi Beach and what's the other one? Down the other way. Dynasty Beach. It's at the end of my street, the beach is closed at the resort because they're remodeling, but the good beach, Cocoa Beach and all this stuff, I'm maybe about 20 minutes away. So I can go. Mbezi is not Mbezi. It's something else. I think it's Mbezi Beach. I can go over there and catch the little boat and go to this little island that they have that the water is like crystal clear blue and nobody lives on this island and the sand is white. And it's just like, I'm going to go there one day. One day I'm going to go there. So I want to go. I would like to visit. I was in Rwanda for 5 weeks. When you come back to Tanzania or Rwanda, I would like to visit Rwanda. Rwanda seems like really nice, but I'm starting to hear some stuff about them, like outside of what is it, Kigali? Is that the one? That they're really not doing much. But let me tell you about here. And I caught the bus. Everybody saw that folly. That was like a lampoon moment because I got on like the worst bus line ever to go to Arusha. That was a 13.5-hour ride of torture. But the road was smooth, paved all the way. What did I just say? Arusha, all the way to Arusha. And so, a couple of years ago, I went to Ghana twice, and then I went to Togo. And in Ghana, you could be riding down the road, and then all of a sudden, it's either a giant crater or the pavement ends, and it's just like, wow. But one thing that these Ghana and Togo and Tanzania have in common is that you will not be flying down the roads because every so often they got these huge speed bumps. Yeah, Ghana owns something else, but yeah, I all honesty, I thought that I would have ended up in Ghana, and I think that was because that was my first love and my first trip to Africa, And now I was just like looking around like, I can't live like this. Not sorry, pick up your garbage. I have, that might be the military in me. I have a real serious issue with debris. So, yeah. Anybody else? Vikings, chumps, thank you. I'm slow on the draw, but I see it up there. I couldn't think of that. My brain don't work most of the time, but I'm over here on, I sort of retired from my job after doing trucking and whatever since military days when I was 17 years old. And I don't like, it's like, everybody's like, well, what are you doing? I'm not doing a damn thing. I'm sitting up here chilling. I'm relaxing and whatever. So I did pick up a little side gig or whatever. And, I am so stress free for the most part over here. It's just certain things I don't have to worry about. And am I safe? Yes, I'm safe. Police your area soldier. Exactly. Oh my gosh, Thomas, I have to tell you that story. I had to, you saw that post on Facebook. I'm like, Nook, if you buck fool, you got the wrong one. So, I'm trying to be on my best behavior to, I don't know who I'm representing because everybody knows that the United States is, whatever. So most of the times they say, oh, you're aggressive American woman. Yes, I am. I go from being refined to ignorant in 0 seconds flat. Are you kidding me? So don't try me. So every now and then you got to come unglued, but for the most part, I'm just sitting here chilling. I watch my neighbor. Now I live in a neighborhood. I live in it ain't like streets like Kingside or whatever, Clemenside. It's just houses everywhere scattered around, and there may be a little dirt trail, and they call that a street. Like it's an unknown road. So we have yards and fenced in or walled in, whatever you call it. They call them compounds. So my neighbors got cows and goats and chickens and everything in the city limits. I'm like, wow, we got in the United States, y'all, let me not say we, y'all got codes and, you can't do this and you can't do that. And your building, your structure has to be, can't be 1 inch above this structure and all these isms. Shit, they might pop a big ass house up in the middle of whatever. And then it may be a house big enough to be an apartment. And then it may be a little shack, with a tin roof shack. Well, everything over here got tin roof, but you see cows just walking down the street in the city, goats, chicken. It's just amazing. It's like the rule is just be respectful. And so that's pretty much it. So, if y'all want to come visit, let me know when they set y'all free over there. Oh, and I heard you had to get them shots and stuff. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. That's on their dime. No questions, no DNA questions. Nobody wants to know. Now is your chance to ask me. I give you full reign to ask me any question you want to know related to DNA testing. And after this moment, there will be no more questions about DNA. Okay? So, let's see. It is 11:48 p.m. Y'all got 12 minutes. 12 minutes to ask any question you want regarding DNA testing, family trees, any question at all. And then I'm shutting it down. Because I want to get up early in the morning and see if my computer will act right. So far, since I've been here, I reverted back to using my second new phone. My first new phone, it doesn't work over here. T-Mobile shut it down. They locked it up, and I was like, fine, because it was crappy over here anyway. So I got this big old brand new phone that's pretty much worthless. So I resorted back to my S9. And I don't know where the case is to it, your little shock-proof case. So needless to say, I've dropped the phone about 3 times. So it is cracked on every corner, down the center of the screen, on the back case, everything. And so I got to find some place to fix my phone. I can't roll like that. Yes, chumps, I have to let them know because, I'm just not, I'm a pretty nice person for the most part. I'm trying to be love and light and all that. Don't push my buttons because I was born petty. That's all I can tell you. I was born petty. Was the last of 6 kids, and it was a big age difference between me and the next person. So I pretty much did what the heck I want to. I got a lot of whoopings. My sister let me know. You did stuff. You did stuff to get those whoopings. You deserve them for real. And you deserve nothing. But, it is. My forever motto, it is what it is. So, yeah. And then I joined the military, and not just any military. I joined the elite force. The people that I said was crazy, and then I must have been crazy to join that branch, and they tried to give me discipline and it didn't work. So, there's the door chick. After 6 years of trying to get 6 years of just acting a total fool, like I had no home training whatsoever. I was shown the door. So, and I was fine. I was cool with that. I was real cool with that. Because I was like, what took y'all so long? I'm a war vet. I don't get no check for it, and I don't take the meds. So, your best bet is just leave me alone and everything will be everything. So, all right. 9 minutes. Y'all got 9 minutes. How many people in here? Maybe that's wrong. It says 10 people watching and nobody has a question. Nobody. Got your number in my WhatsApp. I'll call when I get settled there. Okay, Golden, is April? Are you April, the April person? Somebody is coming in April. This is a really cool place. So if anybody in here is like a business person, Tanzania is bustling for the business person. Oh. Big girl sitting up here. Indian style, my legs are no okay. I just want you to know that bad boy done fell all the way asleep. I'm feeling my lower body. Help me. Okay, April 12th. That's what I thought. Ugh. Anyway, 8 minutes. And so, since y'all don't want to ask questions, I will reiterate that if you want some help or if you want me to do those family trees, my email is in my about, and it's also in most of my descriptions. So you can send me an email and I will do what I can do for you. I've worked on trees for several people. So I think I got it down pat. Now I ain't no genealogist. I got it down pat. I've got the experience. I got the hands-on experience. I got what you need. Mosquito bit me and I'm mad because I got to burn my little incense. That got these. Let's see if I can reach it. I bought these things. Let me see. Is it coming up? Mosquito stick. These are incense, y'all. And I am so glad that I found it. I guess you can equate it to like citronella or something, but it smells like incense. It smells really good. And I burn them, and the mosquitoes, they get the heck up out of here. And I sleep very well because I can't do a mosquito net. Any PTSD? Chumps, you asking a lot of questions. I sure do. You want to find out the hard way, or you Nuck if you buck. I'm just saying, I'm just saying. No, my sister said yes, but I say no. I think I'm normal. I think it's something wrong with everybody else. That's how I feel about it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah. That's that. How would you do mine? Your tree? How would I do your tree? You inbox me. I'll do your tree for you. And what I do is I work the tree. You'll find sometimes if you go on ancestry.com and you do, you start working on your tree and start getting matches and different things, you'll see, let's just say John Doe, you have John Doe's tree is being managed by Jane Doe. So you'll find a lot of people that work other people's trees and their DNA. It could be their mom or it could be whatever. Oh, let me thank you for, can I just post that up here? Okay. So with Ancestry, there is no swab. They give you this little bitty tube, and they said it's only like a half a teaspoon, and you have to spit in it. You have to put your saliva in the little tube, and it's a line on the tube that you have to fill it up to, and that excludes any spit bubbles. So, when you spitting, it gets a little foamy like beer at the top. Clear liquid to that line, and then you put the preservative in it and send it off. And no, you're not, Thomas. I know better. But and we all know that I'll just be talking trash because I've been known to spend some dollars on things that I like and want. So yeah, get with me and we'll discuss that there. But if you want to do your testing and stuff, you go to the site and put in, look for codes. Like I put in, and I've been a member. It said something about add your code here. When you do it, Google first Ancestry. If you do Ancestry, any of them, 23andMe, Ancestry, discount codes. Oh, that's a thing for me. That's another tip that I can give you. Like look for the some coupons and some discounts. Nothing wrong with getting a discount. Chumps, what are you talking about? I'm just an innocent angel. Like I said, love and light, brother, love and light. What's that thing say? I had a cute meme. Yes, please do. Like I said, my email is in the about, and it's not in this description because trust me when I tell you, let me tell you what I did. And y'all got 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Who's gully? Who is feeling like 3 minutes? And in that 3 minutes, let me say this. I posted this notification at the beginning of the week, and I got a lot going on at this moment. I'm trying to be successful. I just want to be successful. And I forgot, I had it on unlisted, so you would have never found it. Yes, and congratulations to me. I have hit over 500 subscribers. Whoop, whoop. And so also, if you all have any type of videos that you want me to do, what am I uploading tomorrow? Sometimes I do lives. I just don't feel the need to upload a video on Monday because Monday is my upload day. And oh, I went to looking for a dining room table. Very successful. So, so I got to do that too. So I got to put those. I forgot. I've had a lot of stuff going on. So yeah, I went and did that. What I do here is I don't go to the stores like the mall and stuff like that because that stuff is high. So I go to the vendors on the side of the road. As you can see, let me show you my bed. Plug's not going to. Which way is this thing going? I have special needs. It's midnight. Anyway, that's my big old wooden bed. Solid wood. I got it off of the side of the road at the vendor where they make them. and it was actually 170,000 T shillings, which is Tanzanian shillings, which equates to about $73. Okay. Do you know how much you pay for that bed in the United States? Because I've had, you know, well, actually, the one that I got from a furniture warehouse in Dallas, which was almost the same as this one, I paid like $900 for the bed. 900 US dollars for the bed. This was $73. My mattress was like $100. So I had the people there. Matter of fact, my Dalali, which is the person that helps you find someplace to live over here, my Dalali went by there and he said, my chairs are done. And he thinks that the table will be finished by the end of the week. So, yay. So then I could sit at my dining room table comfortably and talk to y'all. After this DNA series, I'm just going to just go live just because, just to chit chat with y'all because I don't have nothing else better to do. All right, y'all, time is up. You missed your window of opportunity to ask questions. Chumps, you make sure you hit me up. Hi, Craig. Cameron, how long did it take to get your results back? And can you buy property there being American? This in Tanzania, I want to say Tanzania so bad, but in Tanzania, that's where I am. You can buy property if you present your business proposal and it's, they deem it as a lucrative business that you're going to contribute to the economy, then and only then can you buy property. Other than that, I just saw a video where a couple wrote a letter to the government explaining why there's been just such a, wave of African Americans showing up, or, people from the UK, but for the most part, lots and lots of African Americans coming here. And so the government act like, oh, we didn't know that was going on. Like, how y'all ain't know that? That's all over the world that they killing us in the streets like dogs. So, a lot of people just getting the hell out of Dodge. So, and a lot of them are ended up here because the business opportunities. And if you're not of retirement age, like I retired, but I'm not old enough to collect anything. So, I came over here with the intent of starting a business, which I'm finally, getting the ball running on that. So, any kind of business that you have is easy. It's easy to start up, but it's pricey if you're going to do it. Like if you come here and you already got something going on, like you're a independent contractor and your work is from online, like if you're an IT person or a consultant or something like that, you can come over here and still do, keep your American bank accounts and put your money there or however you want to do it. Because what happens is, as the president over here, Magufuli, he is awesome. And he don't play around with them Western colonizers. However, I think that I don't know what kind of bullying the United States is doing. So the first thing I needed to do was get rid of my bank accounts that I opened up here, because this money that I brought with me, and, they report to the United States how much money you got in your bank account over here, and then you have to pay taxes on it. Again, if you pay taxes on it. And I'm like, screw the United States. I'm not, close that shit out. Close them damn accounts out. I'm over here on the take. I left. I walked away from everything. I'm one of the few people that you'll find that I want nothing to do with the United States, really. But most people that are over here, they're like still trying to hold on to their U.S. citizenship and just, doing it how they doing it. I just if it don't work out here, then I'll just go somewhere else. That's the way I look at it. I am attached to nothing at the hip. So, yeah. Yeah, it's a big wow. And I didn't appreciate it, but there's not too many countries that you can go to that the big brother US is not like, oh, you better tell us. And I'm like, tell the United States to go to hell. Like, whatever. I ain't with it. They keep emailing me and I'm like, close the account, fool. What should we do with the money? Put it in your pocket. It ain't but 20 cents. Shit. I made sure I got all my money out of there. And that was another thing. When I got my house, It's on one of my videos when after the house hunt. I don't know what I called it. But anyway, I went to the bank to get my money out so that I could pay the people for the house. And they basically charged me $32 to withdraw money that I put in that bank. And I'm like, what? That don't even make sense to me. You know, it was a hard pill to swallow. So they definitely do things differently over here. Unless y'all know y'all got them kind of banks. I'm not used to it. My bank is a brokerage firm in the US, and they was really good. Like they pay me. They're like, here, oh, you had such a hard time. Take this $50. Okay, thank you. I like free $50. You know, at the end of the month, I got all my ATM fees back and everything. So I'm not accustomed to, you want to charge me to withdraw my own money? That ain't right. So, all right, guys, 12 people in here, and I got like 3 people that's talking. What 12 people doing? How y'all doing? Talk to me. Say hello. Say something, because I'm about to shut it down if y'all ain't got no questions. Yeah, let's see. I think Golden left or went to do something. Yeah, like the same people. Y'all so wonderful. Y'all know I like to talk about people, right? I ain't above it. I'm not above it. What y'all in here doing? Y'all like seeing me sweat? Is that what it is? At least say hi. Unless, of course, it's my sister who can never figure out how to get in the chat. For those of you that are here and you would like to say something and you don't know how to say it, let me show you this. If you're new to this. I'm special needs art. Tonio, that's it. That's good. That's a long old name. Okay, look. Can you see it? You can't even see it. All right. Like right there next to the thumbs up and thumb down, when you click on this video, it's a live chat. Click that, come into this chat and tell me hello. I was talking while we was driving. I know, right? I refuse to drive over here because I still you should see me in the back seat like squirming around and flinching and muffling a scream because I still can't get used to driving on the left side versus the right side. And when me and my Delali went shopping, was that Friday? I think it was Friday, Thursday or Friday. I think it was Thursday. I kept going to what I thought was the passenger side, and that's actually the driver's side. So, and I don't know why, because normally, because my used to leave me in the car and go do my shopping for me. But my Delali, we get out together. And so when we got finished, we went to several places. And every time I came back, I went to try to get into the driver's side, which I was thinking was the passenger side. So it's like the opposite. Not being in control would be your problem. Being in control of what? Your video on Zanzibar seemed nice. Zanzibar is very nice, but it is kind of pricey. It's a little pricey. What, as they call it, Mzungu, which people try to tell me that they call everybody that speaks English an Mzungu, or if you're white, you're an Mzungu. And so the white Mzungus came there, the Italians, the Russians, the Germans, and they bought all the beachfront. They're starting to buy up the beachfront property. So therefore the prices are going through the roof. Have you tried cooking any Tanzanian dishes yet? Or what is your favorite dish there? Miss R, I got a refrigerator. I got an electric stove. And I was so tired the first day I didn't cook nothing. So far I made like braised beef because I'm kind of fiending for some American dishes. And when I was in Zanzibar, I used to cook pilau now kuku or whatever, kuku na pilau, whatever. Chicken pilau every day, every other day, because it was kind of an easy dish to do until the lady told me, oh, your rice is mushy. And I'm like, shit, so I don't know how to cook rice. But guess what I got? I got a rice cooker. Yay for me. So I got a rice cooker because I found out, oh, y'all trying to be slick and y'all want everybody to think y'all make this perfect rice. They all got rice cookers. Like you'll see, I was looking for a crock pot actually, and you won't find it. You'll find they got pressure cookers and rice cookers. And my sister scared me and I didn't want a pressure cooker. So I'm scared of gas as well. So they wanted me to get, because my kitchen is like itty bitty. And so they wanted me to get the gas little 2-eye thing that you sit up on top of the counter, and it runs to a gas line, and they were going to put it under the cabinet. And first he was saying, we'll put it right up under here. And I was like, y'all trying to make me blow up. I don't even want that. Give me some electric. And so he was like, you're going to run your electric bill up. So I've been monitoring, and my electric bill is not bad at all. Like, how much do I put on my electric bill? I was putting 10,000 shillings a week, which is roughly $4.88, something like that. So I just went ahead and put $20 on it the last time, and I still got like 40 something units. I'm like, I have the ceiling fans running 24/7, and with the refrigerator, and this is since just with the refrigerator and the okay, we're gonna light one of these incense because just mosquito. I guess they said, oh, she ain't lit one. It's not draining my electricity at all. At all. Yeah, Robin. So I got all my little seasonings and stuff. Okay, since I guess we're done, like, are we done talking about DNA and stuff? Y'all don't want to talk about that no more? Hello, anybody that just came in and went down to 10 and went back up to 13, now it's down to 12. Hit the live chat button and come and talk to me before I go to bed. Can y'all hear the people in the outside making like it's a party somewhere? And I had my other friend laughing because the gym, which is in the next building, like right next door, like they play music and they play the same music every day. And like they play Ja Rule like 20 times a day. I think it's Ja Rule and Ashanti. So yeah. All night, half the night. They the power went out the other day, last week. It went out maybe like 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening, and it stayed out for like 2 hours. So I guess they got frustrated and they went home. Well, guess what? When the power came back on, their music was blaring, and it blared all night long until they came in the next morning and turned it off. Thank you, Double R. Hit the like button, tell your friends, share, subscribe. If this is your first time listening to me babble, Karibu Sana, welcome. All my returning people, thank you. Love the support. Love it, love it, love it. And it's going to be a war with me and mosquitoes because I don't do mosquito nets. Can you see this? Is that pretty? It smells so good. Yeah. All right. Anything else? Anybody? Hopefully you all that are in here are subscribed to my channel. Yeah. If you have suggestions, you can email me. What do I have up there? I think I got my email, my Instagram, and my PayPal. Let me know what you want to hear. Anything you want me to see while I'm, chilling over here. Next month is April. The 90 days go by fast, so it's March already. So I got the whole month of March and most of April. Got to do that 90-day exit again. I think it expires May 5th. I'm going to have to get it together and get rid of this visa because, yeah. Even though, love the authentic you. Okay, did we change? Okay, thank you. So I will respond just as soon as I'm done here. Actually, I can multitask. For sure. And to the other, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 10 people that's in here that ain't spoke. What's the matter for you? As one of my neighbors used to say, what's the matter for you? Hit the live chat button and tell me hi. Y'all got 16 minutes and I'm shutting it down for real, unless we go down to 0 before then. Woo, Charlie, me and these mosquitoes. Oh, and so no, I don't take no malaria pills. Knock on wood. I don't know if that's an issue over here. When I went to Ghana, they was like, oh, you need this prescription for malaria pills. I didn't take them then either. I tend to not take medicines. I'm hardcore. Kill. I'm gung ho. But yeah, because I be, up until I got these things, I was getting tore up, y'all, for real. These mosquitoes was not playing around up in here. And it was nothing friendly, scratching all night long. They just be, wherever they land, they bite. So, and they big and juicy. So anyway, I was giving y'all till 12:30. Are y'all done? DNA testing in 2 weeks, troubleshooting. Start your tree. If you have a problem, we'll discuss it in the next live. And yeah, get your butt out of here. He's trying to find you out. He a big one. Okay. The side of the bed and drool in a bowl for the spit. Ew. Y'all, these my people. These my people. If you got to be slightly touched in the head to be one of my people, and that one right there is special needs. No, I did a 1-year multi-entry visa because I don't know how much you pay. What do you pay? $50 for a 90-day visa? I'm not really sure, but it's $100 for a 1-year multi-entry visa, and you just have to leave the country every 90 days versus going to immigration and fight that crowd, get all dressed up to fight that crowd, for them to send you across the street to get stuff that you didn't bring with you and then come back, and then they send you back across the street and then they tell you to come back, you're there too soon, and all sorts of crazy stories that I've heard from people that had to deal with the immigration office. So at the very last minute, I decided to just do my exit, and it was, I had a good time. I ain't mad at Kenya. Kenya don't owe me nothing. Nothing. Yes. About great-grandparents, but it is a challenge. That's why you need to do your tree, and it won't be no more challenge. Do your tree. And then if there's any questions beyond that, like in the case that people were adopted or whatever, then that's where your DNA testing comes in handy, because them family matches, them kinfolk, they pop up, and then you get your answers that way. It's a little bit of work, but it's well worth it. So, unless, some people say, oh, I don't care, I don't want to know. Okay, I wanted to know. I wanted to know what I wanted to know, like where my people came from and were we really this or that. And I got some old bonus shit. So like, I wasn't prepared for that, but I got prepared, and I'm cool. I'm cool with it. Like I said, my plight is not everybody's plight, but there was some people, like I have a cousin, and and I do understand. Well, I don't, but I can empathize with her situation. She was adopted. She was adopted out of Washington State, back in the day. She's like my age, so I'm like over 50. And she may be a year or two younger. I don't know. But at the time, and she looks like she might have, one of them parents might be a Caucasian. And I keep thinking that little girl that, but you think you're Caucasian? You ain't Caucasian. But anyway, whoever birthed her into the world put her up for adoption. They gave the wrong names on the birth certificate. The stipulation for the adoption was that the person that adopted her moved her out of the state. And they sealed it. They did all sorts of stuff. So she went to court and everything, had these records unsealed. And there was like fictitious names on there. So she still was at a dead end. So I was, I told her, I will help you. I will do a ghost tree and I will break it all the way down, because she's like she's either like a first cousin once removed, but I think it was coming up like a second cousin or something. So she's a very, very close match. And it wouldn't have been hard at all to figure out which one of them folks went out there and did that crazy mess, you know? So yeah, so it's a good thing. Yes, Tonio, did you change or you get change the name or you come in at a different account? If you got more than one account, subscribe to my channel on all of them. Love you. Yeah, so it's some stories extreme like that. Other stories you just figure out, like I said before, my grandfather didn't speak to his family. He stopped when he left, he stopped speaking to them. And so we were not allowed to talk about that, ask any questions or nothing like that. But back then it was, as a child, you stay in a child's place. But so my dad and them they didn't know that side of the family. So I always wonder why my dad was so, attached to his mom's side. And so when I did the first tree, I found out my grandfather had like 9 brothers and sisters. And I got to meet one in person. She was in Indianapolis. And, it's fun because I like meeting people. So it's really a good deal. And then when I got my DNA results and had to do another tree, so I met a lot of them. And I could have met a lot more, but in came Rona and all that stuff, ruining stuff. So the ones that lived right in my vicinity, I did not get to meet them. And, I got sad about it, but they all on my Facebook page. I'm like, hey, cuz, hey, family. And then they're really nice. They're really nice people and they accepted me. And so that was really good. And we got a family page and everything. So I was like, wow. That's how I think family should be. So those of you all that have family, big families, and y'all kind of close or whatever, keep that bond. That's something really, that's something, because I only really knew the cousins that was right in my area on my mom's side. And so the family that I do know, the people didn't have a lot of kids. So one of my mom's sisters had 3 or 4 girls. Another one only had 2 kids. And then my uncle, he moved way out to California. He had 3 kids. So it just wasn't a lot of us. But so those are the family members that I know. Now, one of my mom's cousins, she had 11 kids or something like that. And so we just get together occasionally. And as far as I knew growing up, that was the extent of my family. Everybody else was my grandma, my great aunt, the older people. But growing up, when y'all say, oh, that's my cousin, that's my cousin, that's my cousin, and you got all these playmates because you had all these cousins, I didn't have that. And I didn't have the sibling, the siblings. I was the youngest of 6, but the closest person was 7 years older than me. So, they didn't want to play with me. You get out of here, you bad, you this, blah, blah, blah. You can't hang out with us. You ain't old enough, you ain't big enough. So I didn't really have the playmates like y'all had that had them 10 billion cousins. So I feel like, in that aspect, I missed out on a lot because I could have had a ball, with all these cousins I done found. So thank you, sweetheart. It was because you can add, is Double R still in here? She can vouch for me. If I have to read more than 2 or 3 words, my mind just drifts. It's oh yeah, that beautiful pink. Oh, look at that elephant over there. I just kind of, I just drift off, and little things just distract me. Unless it's, it is what it is. You from Indy? Are we related? Are you my cousin? That was, a matter of fact, I met 2 cousins in Indianapolis, and the one I met her, actually, both of them from DNA results. They were DNA matches. And the one, she had somebody working her tree. And when I reached out to him to say something, I was like, why is you doing that tree? And he was like, oh, I work with her and she asked me to do the tree for her. And I was like, okay, because, it was a white man. And I was like, no can do. But yeah, so he was working the tree for her, and I got to meet her. And then my other cousin, she was working her tree, and she reached out. Robin, let him know. I don't do long drawn out stuff. I try to keep it simple. And if I have to read too much in this, and I trust me when I tell you, my intelligence exceeds that of most people. Let me just brag on myself a little bit. I don't know. I just don't like reading a lot of stuff unless it's a book that's serving me a purpose. Boom, boom. We're getting rid of mosquitoes. Yeah. So anyway, y'all, 5 minutes. Y'all got 5 minutes, and I'm out of here because where my Reverend Ike prayer towel? I'm sitting up here sweating. It's time for me to get rid of y'all. It's like 10 people hanging on, 10 people hanging on a thread. They trying to see if they going to get some information. You ain't going to get nothing because y'all miss y'all window of opportunity to ask me any question you want. And now I'm just babbling and drifting for 5 minutes. And then guess what? I'm clicking off. And for those of you that need to contact me, like I said, Instagram, email, PayPal, take your pick. Oh, I don't think that's probably why my laptop don't work because I'll be dropping stuff on it. Anyway, great people that had to look at somebody's living room or something. Can you see that? Look at that. There's like the TV in the bookcase. I have no idea what that is. Do you think somebody has hacked my laptop? I guess I can free Tommy from having his question up there. Hi. New comments. No, I suggest you start the tree as soon as possible, like tonight. What time is it your time? Like 4 o'clock in the afternoon? No time greater than the now. Actually, it's 4:30, 4:26 on the East Coast. Start it right away because if you go on Ancestry, okay, let me just give y'all a little heads up. If you go on Ancestry and do your tree, which Ancestry is rated the #1 site to do family trees, Google Ancestry coupons and you get 2 weeks for free. Thank you later. PayPal. I know. I don't know where it's coming from, Tony. I don't know. I tried to get rid of it. I thought it was a glare from the light or something. I honestly don't know. I know what. Oh, I have on a red, black, and green lock sock. I just can't think. The green is like casting off as a green screen, the green screen, and you can put anything on. Because look. Yes, it thinks that, but I didn't choose a background. Don't laugh, Tony. How respect your elders. I'm like, wow. So that's what that is, but I don't know where the background is coming from because I'm using the free StreamYard. If you get on YouTube and you don't do live stream, StreamYard is good. It's free. No sponsor. I have no sponsorships. None whatsoever, except for the people that love me and want to send me a donation. PayPal me. Yes, start right away. Start right away. And I was going to send the people after you anyway, because I hadn't heard from you in a while. So you were paying attention, huh? You were paying good, very good. You were paying attention. I'll be that in July. Yes, I'm right behind you, kicking and scratching. I gotta do my nails too. Yes. So that means like, okay, when you get here, you owe me a dinner. You owe me dinner because you're the oldest. That's how that is. I take advantage of being the youngest person. Yes, I'm a spoiled, rotten kid. I'm immature. For sure. What is it that they say to the elders? What is it? It's a greeting. You don't greet your elders here like you greet everybody else. It's some word that they say, and guess what? I can never remember. So I act dumb when I pass by seniors, the older people, because I can't never remember the word. Now for the Maasai tribe, it's Coco Lupe, Coco Lupe for the older people. All right, good night, and I will get your message from IG. Thank you for coming, Karibu Sana, Asante Sana, and all that other stuff. Because now it's 12:30. Everybody, get the hell out. What they say, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. Because I'm clicking off. Thank you so much. I enjoyed it. So just imagine if we're not talking about something serious, my next live that's not on this series, we're going to have some fun. Bring your drinks, bring your snacks, and then we shall have a ball. See you in 2 weeks for the third installment for this DNA series. Thank you. Asante Sana. Good night.